everyone, and welcome to the Utpat Sisters. My name is Nishka, and as you can see, Kanchi is not here with me today. She's a little busy with some other stuff, so I'll be taking over the video for today. So for today's video, I'm basically going to be talking about something that I had heard a few months ago. So a couple months ago, there was talk of Sweden introducing its first ever children's book about menstruation. Essentially, the protagonist would be the uterus, who would go on adventures with her friends, the brain, hormone, and vagina. And this concept really struck a chord with Kanchi and I because we had never really heard of such a thing being introduced. Obviously, a lot of books have been written about menstruation, but not really so much that are targeted to younger audiences. Most are targeted towards adult and young adult audiences. So we thought this was a really interesting concept that was being introduced. So, like I said before, we thought that this was just such a great idea because it's just such an innovative way to both normalize and familiarize kids, especially with this topic. Because even though they may not have any sort of understanding of what's being discussed when they're little, when they reach the age of when they do start to develop that kind of understanding, they'll have some sort of familiarity with it, and hopefully there won't be any sort of shame or embarrassment when talking about this topic. So another thing to consider is that this book can definitely help any adult that is trying to explain the process of menstruation to their kids, either when they come of age or before they come of age. Because instead of having to explain this process on their own to these kids, they have the help of the book. So that can help reduce any sort of uncomfortableness or awkwardness that may result when talking about this kind of issue. However, something that is interesting to note is that Sweden is recognized as one of the most feminized countries in the world, meaning that it prides itself on giving a lot of equal opportunities to both men and women and focusing a lot on women's rights. But there is still a lot of stigma about menstruation in the country itself. For example, there's still a tax on a lot of feminine products, and not all schools have free sanitary products. But hopefully with this kind of action of releasing the children's book about menstruation, the topic can be normalized, and hopefully within time, the stigma can be reduced. So overall, Kanchi and I found this concept to be quite fascinating. Like we've said in previous videos, we were introduced to this topic by our school nurse when we were about 9 to 10 years old. But there were only girls in the classroom, I remember. There were no boys. They were sent outside so they wouldn't have to hear about this kind of topic. And 9 to 10 years old is still relatively young, I would consider, but with the innovation of this type of book, both boys and girls will be introduced to this topic at an even younger age, so that when they get older and they're able to actually comprehend the meaning of such a sensitive topic, there won't be any stigma or taboo surrounding it because it will already be so normalized. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this concept of making children's books about menstruation is a good idea, in fact? Do you think that there should be more books like this in the US or any other country in particular? Should there be any sort of age limit or age restrictions on how early a child can learn about this topic of menstruation? Do you think that this whole idea, this whole concept will inspire other young authors to write such types of books on menstruation and other sensitive topics? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends and family. Hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified in all of our videos. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comments below and we'll be sure to check them out. Bye!